We have a super thanks to lead off today's preview from Fernando Garcia. Man, I always thought liking the video so Dallas could win was BS. But I did it this time around, and oh my God, it worked. How about them Cowboys? Everyone be like Fernando. It works. When you like the video, it's backed by the science. It's not BS. Fernando just confirmed it. Thanks for super chat, or super thanks, but by the way, Fernando. When you like the video, the Cowboys are more likely to win games. So like the video right now if you want Dallas to take down Tennessee on Thursday Night Football. Week 17 matchup. Still feels weird to say it out loud when there's another game left, but one day I'll get used to it. Cowboys at Tennessee. They're going to wear the icy uniforms. They're going to be so fire. I can't wait to see them. Cowboys on the road, 10-point favorites against Tennessee. The over-under is 42.5 in a game that a month ago looked a lot harder than what it does at this moment. And that is because Tennessee has gone from they're going to lock up the division to falling apart. Dallas playing much better football. Now, the defense has issues. We'll get that here, but they've won 4 of their last 5 games. They've been really good on offense since Dak came back, but the defense had some moments and turnovers helping the defense, hurting the offense as well. Tennessee, meanwhile, a brutal loss against the Bengals that kind of shot themselves in the foot, blown out by Philly, manhandled by Jacksonville, narrow loss against the Chargers because their offense isn't very good, and a shocking loss to the worst team in football, who's played better as of late, to be fair, the Houston Texans. Tennessee has gone from, we're about to lock up the division. If they'd beaten Jacksonville, they would have been winning in at this point. Instead, they've lost in week 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 5 losses in a row. They're falling apart. And now, this game does not matter for Tennessee. Whatever happens doesn't influence their playoff chances. Instead, they must win Week 18 against Jacksonville, or they do not make the playoffs at all, and it will be an historic collapse to lose 7 or 6 of the last 7 games to miss the postseason. In fact, growing buzz, Tennessee might elect to rest their starters. No guarantee on that front yet. I'm sure they'll kind of try to hide their decision-making there. But Tennessee could very well rest their starters as we film this. I wouldn't be surprised if, in particular, if they sit someone like Derrick Henry, who they need come playoff time, and need a massive workload for him to win football games. He already had a big one this year. I would not be shocked if they rested their starters. So with that in mind, who do you have? C for the Cowboys or T for the Tennessee Titans? Let me know in the comment section right now. C or T, it's the pinned comment on today's show. If the ad break comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know. All right, Cowboys injury report here. Now, this is not an official one, although it will be out a little bit after we finish filming. But here's the names to watch for. I would be pretty shocked if Leighton Vander Esch played. The neck injury, I think, is going to cost him some more time. Everyone else, I think, is in a good position. Sam Williams has the head and the neck after his car crash, but he's out of the protocol, should be fine. Kearse and Lawrence and Armstrong are all banged up, and I think they'll play and power through it in the end. One big injury to note, though, is Tony Pollard. He is dealing with a thigh injury. Now, I'll make note on the Monday estimated participation report, he was listed as a did not participate. The Cowboys are having a very light workload of practice this week. They're not really going to be in pads. Going to be a lot of walkthroughs because you're going from Saturday to Thursday. It's just a tighter turnaround than most teams are expected to. So light practice workload. This one is worth monitoring. You don't need Pollard to win this game, but you'd like to have him out there. Keep an eye on what he's listed as for Tuesday and whatever practice, quote-unquote, they get to on Wednesday. It'll probably be a walkthrough as well. But Pollard is battling an apparent thigh injury now for the Cowboys. Does seem mostly minor, but worth monitoring. Tennessee, meanwhile, oh boy, and this is why they might want to rest their starters. They're banged up as hell. Ryan Tannehill is not going to go. We'll get to Malik Willis later on. Ben Jones was in concussion protocol. He missed Week 16. Nate Davis battling an ankle injury that cost him Week 16. Christian Fulton and Terrence Mitchell, 2 corners of an already banged up and thin group, all did not play last week due to a groin and hamstring, respectively. Linebacker Dylan Cole is battling an ankle. Josh Thompson is in concussion protocol. And then Bud Dupree, Zach Cunningham, and Nicholas Petit-Frere, their number one healthy edge, number one healthy or number two healthy linebacker, and their right tackle should play or might not play. They all got hurt in Week 16. That's a lot of key players who may or may not go, which all bodes well, in theory, for a Cowboys victory. If you want to bet on the Cowboys, do it with our sportsbook partner, BetUS. Chatsports.com/bet, promo code Cowboys125. Chatsports.com/bet, promo code Cowboys125. That's the URL and the promo code. $100 down minimum gets you a 125% deposit bonus. It's that simple. Chatsports.com/bet, promo code Cowboys125. Bet on Dallas to win football games, and good things tend to happen, especially the last 2 years. Let's go into our keys to victory then. Number one, stopping the run. Now, I think I am not being facetious here. I am dead serious. If I were Tennessee and I were trying to win this football game, I don't think I'd throw a forward pass at any point. They cannot throw the football with any type of sustained success, and they have Derrick Henry and a dynamic quarterback on the ground in Malik Willis. Derrick Henry, however, already has 319 carries. That is an insane workload when there's 2 games left and a potential playoff push. That's why maybe you should consider resting Henry and going with Hassan Haskins or something instead. But I do think Tennessee, with the way their quarterback situation is set up, is going to try to run the football. Dallas got a little bit better, actually, in that game after a rough start on the ground, but still room to grow. We're going to talk about that more here in a little bit. But first, pick the score of the Cowboys versus Titans. Get those score predictions in. Mine coming at the end of today's video, by the way. Go put them in the comments right now. Number 2. You've got to figure things out on defense. And this is a fantastic week to make that happen. It's a backup quarterback, dual threat as he is, a very bad offensive line. Dennis Daly at left tackle is awful. You should beat him for at least 2 sacks in this game. Malik Willis in his 3 starts, total season stats here. There's just been some random check-ins due to injuries. 50.8%, 276 yards, 123 rushing yards, 1 score on the ground, and 5 total turnovers. The Cowboys defense has had issues. The last 3 weeks, they are number 21 in EPA per play. Basically, as the drive moves on, what are the expected points being added to your team, or costing your team in the defense's case? That includes turnovers, which is giving you positive EPA because you're giving the football to your offense, right? You take out the turnovers, they are 30th in EPA because the only way they're getting on the field or off the field is on turnovers. They are 31st in success rate, meaning was this play a positive one for for the defense? And the answer is no over half the time. Second to last in drop back EPA because they're getting cooked on third downs. They're 28th on third downs. The defense has struggled the last 3 weeks. The turnovers have been their lone saving grace, and you cannot always count on those, especially at 4 a game. You need to be better as just a normal defensive unit. It's the same thing as last year. They ran some issues down the stretch too. So what is your confidence level right now in the Cowboys defense? Scale is 1 to 10. Sound off in the comment section. Number 3, your passing offense keeps it up, hopefully minus some turnovers. That's been the big problem for the Cowboys this year, is the interceptions from Dak Prescott, which is what's shocking is that he's never been a turnover guy, but he's been that this year. We can assign various blame, but I mean, we can only blame Dak for the pick 6. That's one of the worst throws I think he's ever seen. But here's the thing. The Cowboys offense is the number 1 third down offense since Dak Prescott came back. They want to run the football a lot, which we'll get into here in a little bit. Dak Prescott and the passing offense, CeeDee Lamb, T.Y. Hilton, have consistently bailed out this team on third downs. Since Dak came back, statistically, he's one of the best quarterbacks, even with the interceptions. If you take away the turnovers, which of course you can't do, it's not fair, but to put it in perspective, it's only Mahomes in the same stratosphere. Otherwise, it's Dak and Mahomes and Allen and Burrow and Hurts and Tua, all guys who've had great years so far this year. He's been a top 10 quarterback since he came back. And to get rid of the interceptions, we're talking top 3 quarterback since he came back. But we can't have that conversation unless the interceptions go away. So subscribe if you want daily Cowboys news and rumors videos, whether it's updates, mailbags, previews, reactions. We got you covered every single day. If you haven't already, please subscribe, youtube.com/CowboysTV. Now, the Cowboys are averaging 36 points per game since Dak came back, which is utter insanity. They've got a top 5 EPA offense. The issue, though, of late has been their ground game. Now, the Cowboys want to be a run team because that was their philosophy entering the year. We're going to run the football, cover up our pass-blocking offensive line, our lack of playmakers at receiver, and ride our ground game in an elite defense. And that's fine if you're running the football well. The Cowboys have not run the football well. Despite a massive volume, Tony Pollard averaging 3.58 yards per carry, Ezekiel Elliott 3.72. That's bad. Like, that is not a good ground game. And they've run the ball up the middle a lot, and it's forced a ton of third downs. And eventually, you're going to have a bad game on offense, and you're not going to convert third downs. Now, Tennessee is going to run light boxes. They are going to say with their fronts and linebacker personnel, you can run the football. We dare you, because they've actually been really good about stopping the run in those packages. So the looks are going to say run, and the coaching staff is going to say run. Can they run it? We'll find out on Thursday. Finally, at number 5, don't play down to the competition. I think Jacksonville right now is a better team than the Tennessee Titans. They're playing much better football. Tennessee currently is not the team we saw earlier on in the year. Now, I think it'll be a little bit sloppy and messy. It's Thursday night. There's not really going to be any practice. I expect a slow start for both sides, especially on offense, or a busted play or two on defense, because that's how Thursday night games often go. With that said, you should win this game. And I've got the Cowboys winning 27-16, a down game for your offense. It'd be one of your lowest scoring outputs since Dak came back, but a better game for your defense. And they just get some normal stops, which they have had 2 of in the last game and a half, which is not sustainable type of play. I've got the Cowboys winning 27-16.